Hi everyone, this is Jules. I have a project to share with you guys today. This is a 12 by 12 layout. I'm very proud of this layout because it's one of my, actually it's one of my favorites. I never thought that I can do anything without a flower, and I managed to do that with this one. I did have in mind some colors that I wanted to use because as you can see, there's this gray and there's this bright, beautiful sky blue. The green, I could not find the green to match, and I didn't like this particular green, but I wanted to go with a more warmer sage type of olivey green. So I went ahead and chose Prima. It is from the Prima line, which is this one here. And when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are the perfect blues and everything, just looking at the cover. But when I opened it, the blue is not this blue. It's a lighter blue, almost like an aqua. And this is more of a sky blue. The cover showed a little bit of a different blue. Here's the polka dotted ones. Oh, I don't want to break my book, but there's this blue here, which is supposed to be this one. And it is so not that color. I was a little disappointed, but I made it work. I went ahead and used some of the nature garden paper, a print that was a ledger, and I'll show you guys that because I recorded it as I was making it. But the sketch, I did show it at the beginning of the video, but this is the sketch, and I ended up doing a splatters kind of where these are, but then I ended up turning it after a while, and ended up doing doing a vertical kind of a layout. This is my version. It just did not fit going the other way, so as soon as I started to turn it, it just looked better going this way. So I like this version way better. It's standing vertically. All right, you guys, I will talk to you later, and if you have any questions about this layout, let me know. Leave your question down below and I would be happy to answer you. I have product lists, or a list of things that I did use for this project over on my blog. Anyways, again, thank you so much for watching, and here comes the video. Bye everyone, have a good day.
All right, so we're starting with some American Craft cardstock in the white, and there's my pictures. Beautiful little baby. So I want to start with a little bit of mixed media stuff, so some drippiness of colors on this white cardstock. So I'm just going to spritz a little bit of blue here and slam the paper down a little bit to knock it around to get the drippy marks. Love it. Love that. So that, I'm going to be using Lindy Stamp Gang. So that one was Blue Mountain Blue that I was using. And I'm going to grab some gray here as Golden Lump of Coal, again by Lindy Stamp Gang. So I want to do a little bit of splatters at first, and I do end up doing sprays, blotchy sprays in a little bit. This is Mr. Huey's in the white, and I kind of do that so that there's little speckles of white on the color here. So here's the Golden Lump of Coal. Just adding some heat to that. And I did use the white to kind of do the toning down just a tiny bit and to have that speckles. So here's some of my molding paste that I'm gonna put some images down of the clocks. And I'm gonna do a few of these. And there's a larger one. Oh my gosh, I'm loving doing the masking. I'm a late bloomer, so I just started using the masks, but I love it. So here I did do I rounded the corners with my corner chomper on my photos, and now I'm just going to put them down on some regular white cardstock and just add a photo mat on them. I like doing that just to kind of have a nice white border. Even though I did print these out using a vignette editing tool on my phone. I have a few apps on my phone for photo editing. So I'm just going to play around a little bit, looking for texture, looking to see what colors would be better, how I should arrange it. And I end up deciding to add some stitch marks. So I'm going to move this stuff off in a second. So I went with some gray thread and stitched all the way around and did a rough zigzag at the very top left of my layout. And using my Prima distress tool. Oh my gosh, I'm loving these, you guys. I just got these like a month ago and I love my Prima tools. So I'm distressing the edges of my white cardstock that I cut down to 11 and a half. And I'm going to use this gray ledger. I guess this is a side B from a Nature's Garden uh, collection. And so there'll be a little 1/4 of an inch border all the way around, as you can see there. And then I'm just going to randomly do some just off the edge punching with that border punch. So I'm going to do a crooked one here at the top. And it'll just break the thread, and it just kind of looks, it has that weird off look, which is cool though. I like it. I like the look. And I started to use my craft knife as a distress tool for little intricate areas, so that's what I was doing there. I'm going to do another punch here at the bottom, and the thread stuck, so I have to kind of pick it apart here. And there's the thread. I'm going to pull the thread through the front and showing you up close just how I'm distressing it. This works really well for me. Just pulling the thread through the front. So adding just a little bit of shabbiness to the layout here. I'm going to do the snow-capped white paint dauber along the edges. And that tones it down a tiny bit, but also adds that like scratchy kind of look, distressed look. So I'm sorry, my phone is going off. So here's the cheesecloth that I want to incorporate here, and trying to get the layout and feel of the sketch. This is a journaling card from a Nature's Garden collection that I'm fishtailing the ends to. Again, distressing the edges, and gonna just try and see how to fit it on the page here at the top. Just gonna glue these down here. And I like the breakup of the polka dot and then this beautiful gray flourish design of the journaling card. I still managed to leave the flowers out of this boy layout, even though I had that journaling card that had the florals on it. It still worked fine because he's a baby, so it has to have some softness to it. So hence the cheesecloth too. So I'm just adding little scraps and pieces of some American Craft cardstock in that green and in that beautiful sky blue. Trying to figure out where to put what. I'm going to fishtail this one here too. And I do layer this on top of that green that I did a border punch of just some small scallops. Seeing how it can fit. So I'm going to stick these down, keeping the blue on top of the green. I know I'm going to want these to stick out of the sides a little bit. So I was just about to glue this cheesecloth down, and then I realized, you know what, I want to see what it looks like a different color. So I did a little scrap piece, and I love that green. So I went ahead and sprayed it all down in that cement green, and I loved it. That's a beautiful color. Excuse the hexagons back here. I did change my mind in the beginning. I was going to use a different color, and I used it as a scrap piece, and then I ended up going back to the white. So that's why that's there. But I'm using some score tape, 1.5 inch, I think this one is. I carry these in my store now at thejulebox.com. And oh my gosh, you guys, score tape. I love score tape. It works really, really well. Sticks down really, really well. So here I am just messing with the layout again, and realize as soon as I laid this down vertically, oh my gosh, I'm like, oh, this is how it has to lay. This is how it has to lay. So I kept it, and I changed the design. So, I interpreted this sketch, and I was going to do it how the sketch was drawn, but it worked out. I felt like the vertical layout was way better for my layout. So I went ahead and just kept it in that design. So as soon as I did that, things just started to flow, and I was like, oh, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. And it just fell together really well. So I was excited, and couldn't wait to be done with it. Oh my gosh, I was excited. So this is some Prima resin pieces that I'm putting down, and some pink paisley artesian elements in that chipboard stars, some Prima clock faces there, and some American Craft twine in the olive green. I am going to do a couple of lassos. I did one on the top left, and I'm doing a bow right now for the clock face. So I am going to glue that down with some glossy accents. And really quick, I'm just going to take a quick picture of it so that I can remember how it goes. So I'm using some glossy accents for the resin piece of the window and stick that down. Hold it down for just a little bit so it'll start to stick really well. And I'm going to stick these little pieces down in the back. So I did add that gray small scallop strip on the right side of that photo mat, or that section there. I didn't show you guys that earlier. So then the cheesecloth, and I really, really love the color, how it sits on top of the polka dots, and it really has the pictures pop out really, really well off the page. I really love it. So I'm just going to use some more of my beacon glue and glue my pictures down. I'm trying not to get my fingerprints on it, so I use the back of my hands all the time. So here's some of my loopy twine, just a little bit of hot glue, and the two loose ends are stuck in the glue there. So, and these artesian elements by Pink Paisley are self-adhesive, so I just peeled it, and I do add a little bit of hot glue just to help it stay more secure, especially on lumpy things like the twine there. So here's another Prima resin piece. I think it's a photo corner that I put down right under the baby's picture. Some more stars. I did do some of them in the Blue Mountain blue and left a couple of them in white. I didn't want to do them all. These are some buttons from October Afternoon. I don't know what collection they're from, but they are October Afternoons from a button pack. So here's some scraps that I just did some banners on, and I'm going to lay those down in the corners because I want to keep that look of going from one corner to the opposite corner. Here's another lasso and some hot glue and button. And from Webster's Pages, from the In Love collection, there's some like 4 different colors of alphabet. So I decided to go with the light gray in the smaller size. So I just spelled out our little man for the title. Yeah, that's so tedious. So I got that down, and I wanted to add something else to the window. So I did something that it just reminded me of a flower box outside of a window. So I just used the green scallop piece, just a scrap that was left, and used it under it, and it worked fine. Oh my God, my new love. This is Boy Bling, people. Boy Bling. These enamel dots are so cool. I love these. And it worked perfect. It's not the girly bling. It's just a glossy bubble. I love, love, love these. And it worked really well, I think, with the boy layout. So I used the entire row that I got from My Mind's Eye. I shared that in a haul not too long ago. I even grabbed a second pack and grabbed a gray and a lighter shade and grabbed like 3 of them from there and added it to the layout. So I love it. It's all done. Yay! Love, love, love it. Thanks for watching, you guys. Here's my layout. Hope you like it.